Hello, everybody. Welcome to what is the most important thing that you have learned in your life. Welcome, Jehan. We are so happy we have you here now.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for having me.
Uh, Thank you for your presence. So let's go directly to the main question. What would you like to respond? What is the most important thing that you have learned in your life?
How to activate my inner compass and how to trust my intuition along with my desired ambitions and with where life takes me, and to live in the flow of the moment and respond to it.
Oh, very good. Can you explain more about that?
I have lived my life according to the expectations of my parents and my community for quite some time. And I managed to tick all the boxes of what success may be like and the definition of success for so many people. And yet it did not give me the satisfaction that I really wanted. And that is when I hit a point in my life that was a turning point, where I had to stop everything that I was doing so that I will not be receiving what I keep on receiving, to do something else. I didn't know what this something else is, and I do not recommend this strategy to people because it requires a very high appetite for risk and of trust as well. Trusting the universe, trusting oneself, trusting the unconscious, trusting God, you name it, but to trust the process. And to be more aligned with myself and with the flow of life, and to be able to just stop the world the way I know it. Take a deep breath, smell the roses, and then ask, how can I serve? How can I be of service? And this question changed everything. It changed the dynamics of what do I want to get out of life into what can I serve life with now that I'm here. And that took quite some time. I didn't know where I was heading. It was like jumping into the abyss. But at the same time, it gave me the opportunity to get to learn more about myself and about my preferences and about my capabilities and my strengths, and how can I develop these even further to be able to be more aligned with what I came to Earth to do and accomplish. And I have set myself on a mission. And this mission keeps on developing with time. It's not just one mission. So at one period, it could be mothering and parenting. At some other time, it could be taking care of parents, or it could be taking care of my garden. At some other times, it would be cleaning up and helping with the sanity of my community, not just my home. At another stage, it would be developing my skills and myself. And then it's extended further into supporting others on this journey. And then it extended to having this desire to take this a step higher and forward, to support organizations and to support communities and to support especially local communities that are less privileged, and they definitely do have very high potential. I see potential, I spot it, and I just jump to support make this potential come into manifestation and thrive even more and better. So the road, like we were conversing a bit ago, may not have been clear in the beginning of where I was going, but what I was certainly sure of, that I wanted to find my inner compass to guide me on this path, which I have been creating step by step as I go. It is not predestined, or it is not pre-written so that if I sit, I would know it. And maybe it is, who knows? But the thing is to be able to be aligned so that I would respond to life's calling when it presents itself to me, and move accordingly in life in a way that serves me, my family, and my community.
At first, you mentioned that there were some expectations from the family, from the world, and how did you shift to inside and start to trust inside and the world? And now your point of view is to serve the world. How could you transform inside and expecting yourself to grow in this way?
I think everything was that I have experienced in my journey, in my life journey, was meant to be. There were no accidents and there were no coincidences, and there is nobody to blame. It's all part of the play. And I was meant to go through this journey of gradual development, growth, and maturity. We cannot help people we do not understand. That is shared by Robert Dilts recently in a recent workshop I have attended with him, and it makes total sense. And going through these experiences in different stages, whether during out my studies in school or university, or then when I got my first job, and how I climbed the ladder of the corporate world's ladder of positions and success, to find out that I have climbed up the ladder that was not um, that was not going in a direction eventually that would really bring me this fulfillment, that I'm doing my part, but it was at the same time necessary for my growth and learning to be who I am today, and to accumulate the skills, whether in business or dealing with business people or with clients or with certain individuals in the community. I wouldn't have had these experiences if I didn't go through this experience, this journey the way it was. Yet it was all guided and inspired, more or less, not entirely, but more or less to fulfill the satisfaction of my parents of me having a graduate degree, with my parents wanting me to have a high position and successful position in doing what I do, and to be able to become independent. And then I learned that from being dependent on my family, the transition was to another stage where I became independent. And then I matured into that next stage of interdependent, where I ask, who can I support out there? And rather than I can support myself only, and that is a great stage in growth and maturity. But afterwards come, now that I have satisfied my needs and my independence and my requirements, then how can I take this and how can I serve back? How do I give back?
So this is a process, and is there any significant experience or event in your life that led you to conclude this and learn this? Is there something special, or it was a process that you were along the journey?
Both, I would say both. Both. It is all a process. But for me, the process was when not happy doing or not happy with the results I'm getting, my process would be to just stop and pause and not continue. To stop and pause and reflect and make sure to make time for me to reflect, and to be able to have my notebook and write down my inspirations and aspirations. And how do I see these blossom, and use the power of my imagination to begin with. And from there, allow experiences to present themselves to me. And then allow myself to accept experiences to show up, people to show up, to mingle with the right people who are with this mindset as well, to surround myself with a community of like-minded individuals who want to make a difference and to make a dent in the universe. And that is my recommendation or process. Stop and reflect if things are not going. Seek support. Have a community that could help you. Dream and dream big. Write your dreams down. Continue, take a first step and continue on the journey, and it will show itself. Most importantly, to stay aligned by making poses, having poses as a daily practice in whatever fulfills your heart, where you are in an altered state of consciousness or trance. It could be long walks, it could be gardening, it could be painting or drawing, it could be dancing, it could be singing, making music, arts, and physical activities that require this full engagement with life, to be one with the activity that we are doing, give us this opportunity to take a pause from what we're used to do continuously, just being busy without getting the results that really satisfy our hearts and souls from the inside. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you very much for your presence. And if you want to summarize all the things that you have learned in one word, and you want to recommend something that people can do in practice and do it practically, what would you recommend?
Take responsibility. Assume responsibility. Don't engage in the victim game. It doesn't help anybody, and it doesn't serve any purpose, and it doesn't achieve any results. So if we are in any situation where we are stuck facing chaos, crisis, whatever it is, and I think the majority in this world are at these times, stop, take care of yourself, breathe, be one with life, and then life will open up to you to find the answers, to trust the process. That is in simple words, and how my recommendation or my process was to stop, pause, be one with life, and then listen to what life is saying or asking or inviting us to do, and to be response able. That means our ability to respond. How can I respond to this event, and how can I respond to that? How do I have ownership of my situation and ownership of everything that I can have control of? And this expands as I take further my ability to respond to situations in an appropriate manner. But to take ownership is very important, to take ownership of the situation and ask, how can I help and serve here? Lightheartedly.
And if someone want to actually do the same things that you mentioned, and want to spend 1 minute, just 1 minute in the daily life, what would you recommend to do in that 1 minute?
Don't sell your life out for nothing. Don't waste life. It is very precious. Make sure that you're doing what you came here on earth to do, and set for yourself a mission. Don't wait for someone to give you the mission. You set it for yourself and you roll your sleeves up and get on it.
Thank you very much for your presence, Jehan. I was really fascinated by your responses and hope all of us start from insight and go through the journey and grow, as you mentioned.
Thank you, Muhammad. Nice, always nice to be with you. It's been great that we have been on one team and in one community before, and here we are sharing this conversation, and I hope many people will make use of it. Thank you very much.
I deeply appreciate for your presence this session, and I invite everybody who are interested to have interview to email us and arrange a meeting. Thanks everybody for watching this great interview.
Thank you.
Thank you and bye-bye.